1 minute to post time, approaching the gate. Stay near us to post. Now they're moving into the gate. Open range.
Hello, Billy Ho here, and we are on to the betting strategy show for the Preakness 148. We are going to basically have an 8-horse field. I don't think there's any scratches that I've heard of just yet. What we're going to do today is just kind of try to figure out a betting strategy to maximize your bankroll and try to find some value, to go along with it. So be sure to stick around because I got a couple of trifecta bets that I'm going to toss out there just to, if you don't really know, most of the people I think that watch the show are pretty familiar with how to bet and how to wheel and maybe key and do different things with trifectas and exotics. So I'm going to go over that a little bit and maybe do a slight tutorial on some betting. But I do appreciate everybody joining and all the new subscribers, all the great comments and compliments on the videos and different things like that. It's been really, really great. So much appreciated. Keep it up. Stay engaged because I'm still rolling this content out. Belmont's coming up next. So even after this weekend, we're going to roll out more content. I don't know. I took a brief look at some of the stakes races Saturday at Pimlico, and I might have a couple of horses, but I'm going to save that for another video. Might toss a quick hitter out tomorrow, but not for sure yet. So obviously subscribe, smash the like, and let's go. Okay, everyone. I posted it. It's in the description of the other two videos and everything. This is the Preakness Preview article. It's done. I finished it this morning. I had not published it yet because it was just incomplete. So got it done. I know there's only a couple days left to go, but if you wanted to give it a read, be my guest. It's just for my own sake. Sometimes I like to just kind of plot this stuff out, and it helps me think things through differently. So it's just a quick look at it, little intro, few picks. There's a Justified and American Pharaoh, the two great Triple Crown winners, and the return of Bob Baffert. Nice little snippet there about National Treasure, and then just some general speed figures from the last race, and my top 5 that I threw out in the last video. So it's it is what it is, but it's a nice little additional snippet there. So anyway, we know Mage is the favorite, right? And well deserved. And I'm just gonna kind of guess at this. I'm thinking he's gonna go off at 4 to 5 even money. I don't know if it'll get insane like worse than that, but it could. So hopefully 4 to 5 even money will be the best we can do there. And then the Lexington Stakes winner. Actually, I think the next one, I think National Treasure is going to jump up to the second choice at maybe 2 to 1 or 5 to 2. I think due to some of the track bias. And I'm going to watch today to keep. I did want to clarify. I mentioned that the inside rail position was winning at a 29% clip. Well, they just started the meet. They do the same thing Churchill Downs does for the spring meet. They start the weekend before. So I think they only had like 4 racing days or something like that. But that's it's a small sample size. Let's put it that way. But we'll have today, we'll have tomorrow. The weather looks pretty good all the way through. I don't know that there's going to be any rain, but we'll have some more races and maybe we'll get a little bit more of an idea if that rail position is as biased as it's looking. So I think he moves ahead of First Mission, 2 to 1, 5 to 2. First Mission, I think, moves up to maybe 7 to 2, not a lot. It's going to be the clear third choice by a lot. And the other thing I think is Blazing Sevens and Red Route 1 kind of do a swap. I think Red Route did it again. Red Route 1. Red Route 1 moves up, maybe 6 to 8 to 1, somewhere in that range. And Blazing Sevens drops from 6 to 8, like 8 to 10 to 1, something like that. And then I think the rest of them, I think Perform probably hovers 12 to 15 to 1. I don't think it's going to get any a lot of steam unless something comes out that I don't know about. Um, and then I think the last two, Coffee with Chris, probably 30 to 1. I think it might move up a little bit, and then the Chase the Chaos is probably going to hover at the 50 to 1. I don't know. With 8 horses in the race, I can't predict how far up the odds go because they're only going to go so far because there's only 8 horses. Win bets are win bets, right? So as far as pace goes, the fast track, fast pace. I'm not going to sit here and try to predict how the pace is going to go, but I do think that the MO is Coffee with Chris is usually breaking out and trying to establish the pace. And but he has not been able to get any kind of distance on any of these races. He's just halfway through the race, 3/4 of the way, falling back. And I think much the same here. But I don't know if it's a rabbit or what you want to call it, but I think Mage does stay closer to the lead. And obviously, I think with the blinkers on and the inside post, National Treasure is going to be up near the pace, things of that nature. So anyway, I didn't want to take too much time, so we're going to jump right into the wager calculator here and take a look at some bets that we could possibly make. And I think what's going to happen is I'm still going to like my top 5 that I put out the other day, and I think Mage has got to be one. So the first thing you want to do, if you want to box 3 horses, you can take your top 3 choices and box them, or you can say, well, I think First Mission can win, and then I don't think that National Treasure is good enough, but I think Red Route 1 is a solid chance to hit the board running late. So then you just box those horses, and that's a $6 trifecta bet. So not bad. You can and you can do other things. So what I was going to do was clear this out and then go dollar trifecta. And so I'm going to say Mage. I'm going to key Mage on top. And then I'm going to go with National Treasure, Red Route 1, First Mission, and Perform. Those were the 5. I think that's my top 5. So you can go with those same 5 underneath. And that's a $12 trifecta key. So you got 1 horse on top. And what I was going to do with those same 4 horses. And then you can play around. You can add an extra horse in the back, and it'll just jump. It's going to jump like $4 at a time. So you could do a $20 bet. But what you have to be careful of, this is not the Derby. It's a 8-horse field. So if the chalk hits, if it goes 1, 2, 3 chalk, your trifecta is not going to pay hugely. So keep that in mind. And then the final thing was with this little box, I was going to take Mage and key him number 2. So key first and second place, and then you can do my other. Hopefully, I could actually take Perform out of that if I think that he's just maybe down here. I don't think he wins the race, but then you go 8, and then you have like just a $9 bet, or you can throw in more, and it's going to be 12, 12, 12, 24. So if you run both of those bets, but you could key Mage all the way down into 3rd if you wanted to, so you can go that route if you'd like, or an exacta. You can box, but you need some value. So what I like to do is take the 2 horses I'd like the best. We'll just say for argument's sake, Bob Baffert. And then you put them 2 down, and then you add in a couple of longer shots, Perform and Red Route 1, and then you got a $6 exacta, and you got more options instead of boxing the boxing 3 horses for $6, I actually add in a couple extra ones. So, that way you're, or one extra, I'm sorry. But anyway, that's just kind of how things go. You could play around with it however you choose. If you want to go with 5 horses, like I said, you just don't want to go too chalky. So to sum things up, a TVG offers a money back special. Twin Spires does it too. Basically, what a money back special is if the horse hits the board, then you get your money back on your bet. So if it doesn't win, but it places or shows, then you get your money back up to like your first $10 bet. So what I'm going to try to do, if I can get Mage at even money, I'll just bet Mage. But if it starts to get odds start to get too crazy, then I've got a little bit of bailout room and try to grab some value. So I might do like National Treasure. It depends on what National Treasure goes off at. If National Treasure or Red Route One, maybe Red Route One gets into the double digits, then that's a good value bet because I think Red Route One might get a piece, or maybe if something happens with Mage coming out of the gate, because he's been known to stumble a little bit out of the gate and then get behind, and in a shorter race that might be a problem. So you never know. But anyway, I appreciate everybody watching. Best of luck this weekend. I hope you win lots of money if you're wagering on all the races and betting the Preakness and whatnot. And remember to stay tuned for more Triple Crown content coming at you. And until the next video, we'll see you soon.